Hey sweet friend, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm super excited because I have a gorgeous knit shawl pattern to show off. Plus, I'll be demonstrating how to work the double cross cast on using 2 needles. This shawl was designed for you by Anne Robinson, and she was inspired by Barbara Stanwyck in the Lady Eve movie.
Why don't you look where you're going?
Why don't I look?
Look what you did to my shoe. You knocked the heel off.
Oh, I did? Well, I'm certainly sorry.
You didn't. You can just take me right down to my cabin for another pair of slippers.
In that movie, Barbara has a lot of scallops on her outfits, and so Anne designed a shawl based on that, which has a beautiful scalloped edge and gorgeous texture, and it's very sumptuous, elegant, and jewel-like, and you can dress it up or down and wear in a myriad of ways. I absolutely love this design so much because I actually grew up watching old black and white movies with my mom. On rainy, drizzly days in Juneau, Alaska, we would curl up on the couch together and watch Wuthering Heights or some other classic film, and it just is the best memory. I love it so much. So to have a shawl inspired by some of my favorite old black and white movies is such a treat. I would love to know, what is your favorite black and white movie, or just any movie from a bygone era? Post it in the comments. I'm so excited to see all the responses and try some of them out. To knit this shawl, you're gonna actually start with the scallops on the bottom, and you're gonna work all of those first. And the body features this luscious King Charles brocade pattern, which adds to the cozy elegance of this piece. You can stop when you've worked just the body of this shawl, or if you like, you can go ahead and add these wings like we did, which gives you something to tie when you're wearing it. So in addition to the beautiful textures and techniques, we wanted to add to the luscious elegance of this pattern, and so we opted for one of our all-time best-selling colorways, Red Velvet Rose, on our shimmering and draping pearlescent worsted yarn. You can also see this yarn used in our really popular Red Velvet Rose crochet shawl. You're gonna need 4 skeins of worsted weight yarn to make this shawl. And the reason we opted for our pearlescent worsted is it drapes so beautifully and it shimmers as the light catches it. It really is one of our most popular yarn bases. To download the pattern, head to expressionfiberarts.com, and while you're there, go ahead and sign up for email updates. It is our happy, positive little place on the internet, and I'm gonna send you free patterns, exclusive coupons, and a lot more. We're also gonna put the direct links to the pattern and the yarn in the description box for you. For today's demo, I'm gonna be showing you how to work the very flexible and stretchy double cross cast on. You're gonna need this when you start the scallops, because if you were to just use a regular cast on, they would be too tight and they would pucker and curl. So let me show you how to do the double cross cast on 2 needles. To begin, you're gonna hold both of your needles together and just pretend that they're one needle. Then you'll work your slip knot and go ahead and place that onto both of your needles, cinching that up, and you're gonna have the tail towards you and the working yarn, which is attached to the ball, away from you. Now this is similar to a long tail cast on when you get started. You hold both strands with these 3 fingers, insert your index finger and your thumb between them, and then I like to sort of flop back. Now take both of your needles, and you're going to start by wrapping them under the yarn closest to you, over the yarn on your index finger, and then back through the loop. Then drop that off and go ahead and cinch it up. Now to work the next one, you're going to actually reverse your thumb like so. And you're going to go under the yarn closest to your palm, over the yarn on your index finger, and back through the loop. And then cinch it up nice and tight. And you'll see that little strand runs across both stitches. And you're going to repeat those for however many stitches you need. So again, under that first stitch on your thumb, over the yarn on your index finger, and back through that loop. Slide it off and tighten it. Now reverse your thumb like so, under the yarn on your palm, over the yarn on your index finger, and back through the loop. And tighten that. And you can see again that little stitch should be going over 2 of the stitches. I'll show you one more time for each of those. Under the yarn closest to you, over the yarn on your index finger, and back through the loop. Slide it off your thumb and then pull it tight. Reverse your thumb order and go under the yarn closest to your palm, over the yarn on your index finger, and then you slide it back through the loop. So this is going to be what your stitches look like when you get them worked up. They'll kind of appear to be in groups of 2 with the little band between them. Now what do you do when you get started knitting? Very, very easy. You want to slide out one of your needles, and now you're good to go to knit into these stitches. And what you want to make sure and do is when you knit the first few rows that you keep them nice and loose. You don't want to be knitting them too tightly because your scallops are going to curl up, and that defeats the point of a loose cast on. So just keep things loosey-goosey for the first few rows, and you will be happy and your shawl will be happy. In addition to the scallops and this beautiful King Charles brocade texture, which is just knits and purls by the way, you are going to need to know how to work wraps and turns and picking up stitches. And we have filmed videos already on those techniques for you, so we will link to those in the description box. So that is how you work the double cross cast on 2 needles. I hope that these tips and tricks are useful for you in your journey of making your very own Lady Eve shawl. And remember today that no matter what happens, you are strong enough to handle it, and everything is a gift if we choose to view it that way. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate it more than you know, and I will see you very, very soon with another pattern and tutorial. Bye-bye for now. Have a great day. Hello, darling. You seem a bit peaked this morning. Shall I fetch you a whiskey? Who is that mysterious gentleman eyeing you behind the bar? Perhaps we should investigate.